Yo, what is up, YouTube? OG Rider back again for another video for you guys. I'm going to do a post-match review for the Bayern Munich versus Arsenal game. And yeah, unfortunately for the Arsenal fans, it was Bayern Munich 1, Arsenal 0. So that is it. The Champions League hopes and dreams are over. Yeah. And it's absolutely devastating, waking up today, realizing that it's all over. We waited 7 years to get back in the Champions League, and to go out like that was, it's just very, very upsetting. It just wasn't good enough. I felt like we went out with a whimper. We didn't really give a proper fight. It was just absolutely shocking. It's really devastating to wait that long to get back in the Champions League, and then to just to go out with no fight, no passion, no desire. We didn't give it our all. We didn't throw in the kitchen sink. And that's just a disgrace, to be honest. Arteta, he has a lot to answer for, but it's a real shame because obviously, they're not going to get rid of him. He's going to be the Arsenal manager. He's done a lot of good things. We've come a long way. We are competing with the likes of Bayern Munich. Finally now, after moving to the Emirates from Highbury all those years ago, it only took however many years, but such a shame, to go out the way we did, in such a way where it feels like we could have given more, we could have done more. I feel bad for the away fans that were there. Credit to them. They went away to Germany, and they tried their best to support the club, support the team, but it wasn't to be. First half, it was pretty solid. We actually controlled the game a bit. We defended well. We limited them to not too many chances, and we went in to half time at 0-0. So, credit to us. A lot of people said we may have been the better team that half. We gave a good account of ourselves. We held out strong. We gave ourselves a good chance in the second half to go in and get a result, but it just wasn't to be. I don't know what Arteta said at half time, but he's got to change up his half-time talk because it wasn't good enough. It wasn't motivating enough. What more motivation do you need? It's a Champions League semi-final on the line. It's been 7 years since we've been in this prestigious competition. What more motivation do you need for the fans, for this club, to go out there and play your absolute best and get a result, But as soon as the second half started, pretty much Bayern Munich were all over us. They were the much better team second half. You got to give credit to them and Thomas Tuchel. Credit to them for going through. It's such a devastating fact of reality that Harry Kane is part of the squad that goes through. He could potentially win a Champions League trophy, which would really hurt the soul of all Arsenal supporters. I'm sure that I speak for us all when I say that. So we definitely don't want that to happen. It's a long way to go for him. So I'll be rooting against Bayern Munich. Definitely any other team but them. Man City are out as well. Real Madrid beat them on penalties. So a la Madrid, hopefully they can beat Bayern Munich in the next round. It's a big battle of the prestigious European clubs. So a la Madrid, come on, go on, beat Bayern Munich and knock Harry Kane out so he doesn't win a trophy. At least that would cheer me up a little bit. But yeah, second half we were not controlling at all. Like I said, they were dominating, but we were holding on defensively. But one little lapse, one little moment where they got a cross in. It was like in the midfield actually. Before that, they were driving forward, and we tried to slide tackle, I think, and we just missed. We could just miss the tackle, and then they got to the right wing, and they crossed the ball in, and David Raya kind of flapped at the ball, and instead of catching it, instead of knocking it out for a corner, he knocks it back to the wing. And then Ben White didn't close down the attacker, and then he gets the cross in. And then, Martinelli apparently didn't track his runner, and the rest is history, because Kimmich got a free header in the box in the Champions League quarter-final, and he connected, and he scored. He scored to make it 1-0. And forgot to mention, in the first half, Martinelli had a really big chance for us, probably our best chance in the game, and he probably should have scored to make it 1-0 to the Arsenal, but he hit the target, but it wasn't good enough, and that was the crucial difference. That was the clinical difference. And it's such a shame that a left-back for Bayern Munich makes the difference in the game. A very close game, a 1-0 game on the night, and they go through on aggregate 3-2. And a lot of people saying, we lost the game at the Emirates because we left it there. We didn't get the win there, and that's why we haven't gone through. Because credit to the Bayern Munich supporters, they really made a really good atmosphere with the flares and the flags, and the fans were singing and chanting the whole game. So credit to them. You could barely hear the Arsenal away supporters, and normally it's the away supporters you hear more than the home supporters. So you got to give credit to Bayern where it's due. They were better than us on the night, and the more experience showed. Like I said, Arteta, the only trophy he's won was the FA Cup, and if you count the Community Shield, then maybe you can count that, but that's 2 at most. And he chose to get rid of Aubameyang, who won us the FA Cup. That was a big decision that he made. He never has replaced the prolific striking ability and the clinical goal-scoring ability that Aubameyang had. He's been our best striker since Robin van Persie, in my opinion. He gets a lot of disrespect, and I really rated Aubameyang, and it's a real shame what happened off the field, his antics. Maybe he was late one too many times or whatever, but like I said, Arteta, he chose to get rid of him. That was his choice, and unfortunately he hasn't been able to replace him. Jesus isn't good enough. He's not clinical enough, and we really do need a clinical striker like Ivan Toney or Ollie Watkins to make this club really go forward in the future, to get more goals and to finish games off, not miss these chances. Because Martinelli, I love him, but he's been struggling this season. He's not his prolific self. He's struggling for goals, and another chance where he could have scored and put us 1-0 up in a Champions League quarter-final. The fans, we really do deserve more. Such a shame being an Arsenal fan now, because it's all this hype about, we've been the best team in the league this season. We conceded the least goals. You've got a great defense. We've scored the most goals. We've got the best goal difference, and then basically in 2 games our season capitulates, where we go lose 2-0 to Villa at the Emirates at home, and now we're out of the Champions League. We couldn't win away at Bayern Munich, and I'm not saying that's easy at all, because it's not. There's no divine right to go away and win against Bayern Munich, but just like I said, it's the way we went out. We went out with a whimper. It wasn't good enough. We didn't give it our all. You didn't play our best, and that's what really hurt. It's the hope that kills you. It's the hope that hurts you, and hope is a very expensive habit. So, such a shame that we start so well, like every season, and we always have this potential. We feel like, we signed Declan Rice and Jorginho, and to be fair, I got to give credit to Jorginho. He was one of our best players last night. He had a lot of good balls over the top. He was only one of the only players who was unlocking Bayern Munich's defense, making them run backwards and putting balls over the top into dangerous areas. So, credit to him. But unfortunately, Arteta substituted him off, and I think that was a mistake as well. And he substituted Martinelli and brought on Trossard, but our substitutes really didn't make an effort. An impact. I'm sure they tried to make an effort. Eddie came on as well, but like I said, he's not the prolific striker we need to come off the bench to score a goal in a Champions League's quarter-final that you can really rely and trust and believe in. You know, I've seen him come off the bench against Norwich, and maybe it was the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, and he scored twice, but that was a few years ago now. So, you know, he's got a good record with England under 21. Eddie, he might actually have the record, so he can score goals, but he needs the service as well, you know, to be fair to him. So, you know, we got to give credit to Bayern Munich. You know, they were defensively very solid and hard to break down. And Thomas Tuchel, a great manager, and I think he outmanaged Arteta on the night tactically. And it's such a shame because we really had a great opportunity to go through with the injuries that Bayern Munich had. They didn't have Kingsley Coman, they didn't have Serge Gnabry. So, you know, what more excuses do you need? What more motivation do you need to get the job done, to go and get the result and get the win away from home and make history? But yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't to be. It's absolutely devastating now. You know, still very upsetting. You got to come to terms with it now. You know, we will be in it next year, depending on where we finish in the league. Obviously, we'll be in those spots, but all we have to fight for now is to try and win the league against Man City and Liverpool in a 3-horse race with 2 points behind Man City right now. Believe there's 6 games to go, so 18 points to play for. Can we win every game? We do have a very tough running. I think we have the hardest fixtures going, actually. So yeah, sorry, my GoPro cut out there as I was recording. As I was saying, yeah, Cole Palmer, he scored back-to-back hat-tricks for Chelsea. They're finally finding a bit of form. They just won their last game 6-0, so there's no guarantee that we're going to beat Chelsea, even though we're at home. You know, Nicholas Jackson, he scored a goal as well. So, like I said, that's our next game, and we've got to fight to try and win the league now. We do have to go away to Tottenham and Man United, so some very, very tough fixtures ahead of us. And that's the thing, you don't want to get too hopeful because it's the hope that kills you. It's the hope that hurts. But still love this club. Still want to believe we have the possibility of winning the league mathematically. So while there's still a chance, hopefully they can dust themselves down now. And Arteta, he has a lot of questions to answer now. This could be another season where we don't win anything. And, you know, for this great club, Arsenal Football Club, it's not good enough, to put it frank. And, you know, maybe we do need to actually start looking at maybe another manager coming in who can finally get us over the line. But it's a bit too early for that. So he'll be with us next season. So can he actually improve us just that bit further? Can he get us over the line this season and hopefully win us the league? Because that's all we have to fight for now. We've got to give 100%. We've got to believe we can do it. It's going to be very difficult against Man City and Liverpool, both fighting for it. So yeah, come on, you Gunners. We've got to try and win the league.